In Winnipeg, if you were to ask a lot of experienced drivers, what is the one area of driving that might frustrate them about how others operate on the roadways? It might be merging and yields. And so, as someone who's learning how to drive, hopefully what we talk about here will help you to be someone who is very good with these procedures so that you're able to join the flow of traffic successfully, literally. So the first thing is, there's merging and there's yields. The difference between a merge and a yield is with a merge, you have your own lane for a long period of time before you have to join the other traffic. A yield, on the other hand, there's a very distinct separation between you get into this area and right here you join other vehicles and you don't have your own lane for a long period of time or any period of time. You join the vehicles right at the end of this crux right there. So, bottom line is, with a merge, merges are often dedicated to higher speed streets. So in this case here, if you're joining the highway where the speed limit was 100, it might be very hard to be going 0 kilometers an hour and find your way into a safe gap. So we call this the acceleration lane, and you use that lane once you've gauged where's the safest gap to build up your speed appropriately. And even if it was just a situation where there's a car here and there's a car further back here, you're timing it that your goal is to be right in the middle of that gap. And even if you shot into the perfect center of that long safe gap, if you're going 50 kilometers an hour here, that car is going to catch you very quick. So what happens is your goal is to use the acceleration lane that when you get over into the middle of this big gap, you're already going near 100 kilometers an hour, so you are in fact merging and blending in at a sufficient speed with the gap in traffic. So that's the idea behind merging. Now, to be a helpful driver and considerate driver as you drive down the highway, if you notice that someone's in a position where you're going to tie and there's a lane available to you to make it safe, we would signal and check, move over to the other lane, allow that vehicle to get in safely. So we're always looking ahead, is anyone trying to merge, and we make their lives as easy as possible. Now sometimes it might be that there are cars in this other lane and you can't move over for that vehicle. So in this case here, if this car is building really well and they're ahead of you, maybe you take your foot off the gas a little bit and you let them win the race. But we never brake firmly on the highway, for somebody that's coming up thinking of merging. And if you're slightly ahead of them, then you just maintain your speed and they'll tuck in behind you. So do whatever's safest and most logical. Again, if you have a lane available for you, go ahead and take it. Now, in this case here, we're talking about in the city now. Maybe the speed limit's 50 or 60 kilometers an hour, and we have yields. Yields are designed to just help the flow of traffic with right turns getting from one street to another. But our job with the yield to make sure it goes successfully is we have to look early. So here's the deal.